All right, so customers complain as the car won't start. After diagnosing it, she had broken her timing belt. So, unfortunately, this is an interference engine, and they told me that they tried to crank it like a million times. So I'm not about to pull the cylinder head off and do bore scopes and all that. I'm just replacing the engine. 03 Dodge Grand Caravan, let's get it. All right, because there's no petcock on this radiator, we actually got to take the lower radiator hose completely. All right guys, and because of this cowling right here, all data suggests that I drop the motor like the Honda and pull it out with the transmission. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to remove this front end here, get it real exposed, disconnect it from the transmission, and just pull it forward. Yeah, look at all of that. Wonder what was living in there. All right guys, so from here I'm just going to remove this front subframe, and then I'm going to go ahead and just take the condenser and the radiator out complete. All right. This is the upper radiator hose. I already disconnected the lower radiator hose, so I'm actually going to disconnect it from the engine and just take it with the radiator itself. So this lovely throttle cable here, you hear that? You know what this is doing right now? All right, so we got to remove this throttle cable before we can take our intake off. And so how to do that, right here is basically a little clip. So we just get right under that, you see there? And then we can just pull this right out. Remove this power steering reservoir, followed by the intake manifold. You don't have to remove the intake manifold. If you're able to get your hands in there and unplug everything, then you can just leave the intake manifold on. I'm gonna take it off because I like to have everything exposed for viewers' sake. So just take this top part of the intake off. So it's just these bolts right here. So, and it does have this nice hidden bolt to the left side of this intake, so just remove that as well. All right. Oh, what in the world? Look at this, guys. The exhaust is just 315s back there. I am, however, going to drop the take this motor mount off. That way I can just shift the engine down a little bit more to get to that rear exhaust a little bit easier. So, all right, so I'm just going to get this out of the way. Then we're going to remove this mount. All right, now we're just going to go down a little bit. That should be good. All right, so the rain is coming in, so I'm gonna have to hurry this up and get to some sort of a stopping point. Much like every other car, I was hoping to be able to disconnect the flywheel from the transmission right here. Unfortunately, as you can see, there is no room. That's gonna be impossible. But luckily, these guys have this little shield right there, so now we can get inside there with the little wrench. We've got a pretty good distance. There's a pretty good gap here, so I know it doesn't look like it right here, but it loops like this, so we'll get it. But I'm starting to feel the water droplets, so I'm gonna go ahead and pack up my stuff for today, and we're gonna continue this tomorrow, so let's get it.